Hello there! So here's a little fun and quick build of the old Pak 3536 from Tamiya. It's a straight out of the box build that will be part of a vignette. I assembled this kit quite some time ago. So I started by priming it in black and then base coated it with Tamiya German Grey. After that I added some highlights with 2 layers of a lighter shade of German Grey, making each layer lighter than the previous one by adding more and more white into the base color. When highlighting, I concentrate in the center of the surfaces and panels where the paint would naturally fade over time. And after that was done, it was time for some chipping. I mixed an even lighter shade of grey than the lightest highlight color and randomly added chipping with a 000 brush, focusing on spots which would naturally receive wear like edges and sharp corners. After having chipped the surfaces with the light base color, I changed paint and used German Camo Black Brown from Vallejo. And with this color I focused in the middle of the light chips to simulate deeper scratches and rusted metal. After chipping was done, I painted the tires with rubber black from Tamiya. When painting black rubber, I never painted straight black because it doesn't look natural. Instead, it's better to use an off black color. The only modification I made was adding some handles to the ammo boxes, especially since one figure is delivering a box by holding it by the handle. I drilled out 2 holes in each box and used some small diameter copper wire that I bent and glued in place with super glue. Okay, I did have to make an extra handle. After that, it was time to paint the ammo boxes using a similar approach as with the main gun. After that was done, I clear coated the model with Satin Varnish from VMS. This step is necessary to protect the paint job and to prepare the surface for the next steps of the weathering process. When the varnish was dry, I used some MIG enamel products to create a dark wash and rust effect. I started with a wash using the darkest of the colors, gently dabbing a brush with a pointy tip on the surface of the model, focusing around small details, crannies and crevices. The wash is basically pigments diluted with thinner, and because of its thin consistency, the wash will naturally flow around small details and into crevices by capillary action. After the wash was dry to the touch, it looked unattractive with blotches everywhere. So I dampened a small brush in odorless thinner and cleaned up the surfaces, leaving the dark color only where I wanted. After this was done, I used Make Rust effects to represent rust and add some variation to the surface, concentrating mostly on the previously chipped areas. And then it was the same step as with the wash, cleaning up the blotches with a small brush moistened with odorless thinner. On the vertical surfaces, I was cleaning the excess of wash with a downward stroke of the brush to represent some dirt and rust streaking down. And here are some final pictures of the completed pack. Next up, figures and the base. Stay tuned.